Good day, dear listeners, and welcome to the Life Finding Me podcast. How are you doing? Trust you're doing well. Hope you are having a good day. And how is life treating you? This is the maiden edition of the Life Finding Me podcast on Radio Maria. This is a podcast meant to teach, to entertain, to nourish, and to inspire. I am Anthony Abo, the anchor of the Life Finding Me podcast. And on this podcast, stay with me while we find life together. We'll be going on a short break, and when we are back, we will delve deeper into the theme of today, which is, what is love really? What is love really? Stay tuned.
Adulthood na scam. The very famous Nigerian phrase that summarizes most Nigerian adult experience navigating through life. Hello and welcome to the Life Finding Me podcast, where we dive deep into the beautiful and ever-evolving journey called life. And on this space, we'll be sharing reflections, stories, and lessons drawn from different stages of life, from different backgrounds and experiences. We all see life from different lenses, shaped by where we've been, what we've faced, and how we've grown. From the quiet victories to the loud challenges, the unexpected turns, and the moments that really count, we'll be here to talk about it. Are you ready for honest conversations, thoughtful insights, and maybe a little inspiration? Remember, I am no expertise on this, but as a fellow sojourner, I'll be here to talk about my bits and pieces along with other persons who would share their stories with us. Now let's take this journey together, one story, one heartbeat, one thought at a time. Hello, and welcome to the Life Finding Me podcast.
Welcome back. It's the Life Finding Me podcast on Radio Maria 90.1 FM. And today we'll be talking about the theme, what is love really? What is love really? On this episode, we will get to learn the real meaning of love and delve deeper into what it means to say these mystical words, the mystical or mysterious 3 words, I love you. I know many of us have been hearing these words, I love you. Most of us say it. Some of us don't say it because probably we are afraid or we do not understand it. While some persons say it, but deep down they don't mean it. So today we'll be exploring what it really means to love. Love is a common word. It's a popularly expressed one. But do we really know what love is or what it entails to love? Love can be described as a complex, multifaceted human experience that encapsulates a range of emotions, from deep affection to intense desire and sexual attraction. Love is a core human emotion that can be expressed towards other human beings, towards ourselves, towards animals, and even objects. So love is it's a multifaceted emotion, is a multifaceted expression. I don't want to just call it an emotion, it's an expression. Because if I call it an emotion alone, then it narrows its broadness, it narrows the wholeness or the definition of love in general. So, but for specifics, I will not want to dwell on love between a human being and an animal, or a human being and a thing, but the love between a human and himself or herself, and a human and another human. Love has many characteristics. Some of us might know this, but just for educational purposes, I want to tell us some of the characteristics that love has. Love has emotional and physical connection. Another characteristic is affection and care, intimacy and trust, commitment and sacrifice. Love could as well take different forms, just like I said earlier. It could take the form of self-love, that is the love shown by a person to himself or to herself. It could also take the form of familial love, which is love between family members and sometimes friends. It could also be platonic love, romantic love, or even sacrificial love, as in agape love. That is the love that Christ showed us by coming to the earth and dying for us on the cross. So love is actually an ageless subject. It's even older than humanity itself because it existed even before the world began. Because if you are to read Gospel of John chapter 1 verse 1, John said, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." That word is love because God is love. So we cannot talk about love without talking about God, without looking at it from the God standpoint. Because we are in the world now, many times we tend to want to remove God from the equation of love. But actually, without God, who is the author and the originator of love, then love is useless. Love is not. Love is empty. In fact, I would say there is no love without God. So any love that doesn't give sight to the person of God, then that is not love. Because God is truly the definition of love. So just as I was saying, love is a common word. It's a popularly expressed one. Many of us know the four-letter word love. But most of us, or some of us, do not really know the real meaning of love. Love isn't just emotions. Love isn't just being with someone. Love isn't butterflies. I know you're waiting for me to tell you what love is, and I'm telling you what love is not. Yes. I want to start from what love is not. Love is not control. Love is not a lot of things. But let me not dwell on what love is not and forget to say what love is. So what then is love? For me, love is the act of seeing someone. Seeing someone not in the aspect of dating someone or looking at someone physically. Love is the act of seeing someone. What I mean by that is when someone is seen, when someone is recognized, when someone is acknowledged, then the person feels loved. Now, love goes beyond just the eyes. It goes on even to the heart. When you say you see someone, it means you love the person. When I say I see you, it means I don't just see you with my physical eyes, but I see you also with the eyes of my heart. Love is a constant act of choosing oneself or someone, depending on the love now, whether it is self-love or love for another. So it's the act of choosing oneself or someone regardless of the situation or circumstances that play out. Just like I said, love is not butterflies. And it is not just an emotion, because oftentimes we do take love to be just an emotion. And oftentimes, or most of the time, when we have just that myopic or short-sighted definition of love or understanding of love, we do not love as we are meant to love. But then we just love when the weather is good and all rosy. Love is not butterflies. Love is a choice. A friend of mine, Sisi, defines love as sacrifice, selflessness, acceptance. In her words, she said, you can't just say you love someone, but your actions speak otherwise. There are times when sometimes things happen and then you question yourself, does this person really love me? Or do I love this person? There are events that play up in our lives and we begin to ask, where is the love? So love is not just words. In fact, love is more of actions than words because love has a voice. Love has a voice, and his voice brings things to being. His voice brings things to life. Just as I said earlier, God is love. And God, who is love, is also a creator. So our love should be able to create. Our love should be able to nurture. Our love should bring things to being. And not any kind of things, but good things, things that are lasting, things that are worthwhile, things that are good. In her words, I will continue to say, just as she said, that you can't say you love someone, but your actions says otherwise. As love doesn't just work without actions. Love is fluid. It means that if you love someone, you have to be ready to learn and to unlearn. Love can sometimes take you out of comfort zones, but to a better destination. And when it doesn't take you to a better destination as expected, love is acceptance. Acceptance of the status quo, acceptance of the present. Not acceptance in the sense of remaining where you are, but acceptance in the sense of welcoming whatever life throws at you and seeing it as a phase, as an experience to learn from, to become better, or to better yourself through. Love comes with peace and clarity. But I'll say, even when it doesn't come with peace and clarity, in stormy times, love is trust. Love is intentionally, consciously, and continuously choosing someone, giving him or her or them, as the case may be, giving them yourself without conditions. And I don't mean this in the sense of one being a free tool to everybody, but I mean love in the real sense of love. Love is support, even in its simplest form. Love is compassion, even in its most subtle form. Love is acknowledgement, even in its smallest form. Love is very, very deep. Like, I can't even in 1 hour exhaust the depth of love. Because love is just like an ocean. You step in, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And with each new day, you get a deeper understanding. You get to know, to have a deeper experience of love. Sophie Slosarezik, in her poems, deep poems for her, says of love. She says this of love. Love is a choice. Much like it's a choice not to eat well. It's a choice when denial takes over. Love is a grown-up responsibility. Sometimes you won't feel it. Other times you will be flawed by it, but it is a choice. Love is an action. Jumping on the first flight, him to be with the first person you love, not overthinking or cancelling last minute. Love is a feeling, an emotion, a core necessity. With no love, you are lost. It is, yes, a choice to be lost. This is a poem by Sophie Slosarezik, defining what love is. For her, love is a choice. And truly, love is more than an emotion, but more of a choice. Love is more of a choice. Love is deciding to, notwithstanding the situation or circumstances that life throws at you, to consciously and continuously and intentionally choose either yourself, if it is self-love, or choose another. Love is actually a beautiful thing, you know. It's a beautiful thing to love and to be loved. But just like I said earlier, what love means is actually, for me, I would say, apart from love, yes, being a choice, if I am to ask this question, how do you feel? Or what makes you feel you are loved? What makes you feel you are loved? For me, I would say when I am seen, then I am loved. Not seen in the aspect or in the context of seen physically, no, but acknowledged, recognized, appreciated, accepted for who I am in all aspects, not just when I am good, but when I am messy, when I am not my best self, and as well as when I am good. For love is not conditional. True love, rather. Well, they say there is love and there is true love, but me, if love is not true, then it's not love, certainly. It's not love, certainly. We all know the rose flower. It's taken to be the most beautiful flower, and it's also seen as a physical representation of love because when you love someone, you buy the person a rose flower. You see it at birthdays, you see it at engagements, you see it at weddings, you see it at proposals, you see it everywhere that has love attached to it. Rose flower is taken to be a symbol of love. But if you are to intently and carefully examine a rose flower, you'll come to know that the rose flower doesn't just have beautiful petals, but it as well has, in all its beauty and sweet smelling nature, it has thorns. So what does that tell you? Love is patience. Love is suffering. I can't fully describe love without recalling the words of St. Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 that says, love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. Love is not proud. Love does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Love always protects, trusts, always hopes, and perseveres. Love never fails. Love is eternal. And of all gifts, of all virtues, the greatest is love. So love is a very, very, very deep, a profound word, a profound action that cannot just be understood by emotions alone. It takes grace to really understand what love is. It takes grace to actually love, to show love. A perfect example of love is Jesus, who came to die for us. He would have just said, well, I gave you people the Garden of Eden and you people decided to want to be like me and all. But even when we are still sinners, He came to save us. That is the most, in short, that is the perfect example of love. So if we want to love right, then we have to look at the cross, we have to look up to Jesus and then come to understand how He loved. For it is in seeing how He loved, then we can love better. Because at the end of it all, we won't be judged by anything but this. Was I present enough? Did I love enough? Did I live enough? And I don't know how to characterize, or I don't know what to say about a life without love. It's just like an empty glass of wine, an empty bottle of wine. The bottle is a bottle of wine, which is meant to be filled with wine, but then is empty. That is just how a life without love is. So, I enjoin you to love while you can, to live while you can. Love deeply and unconditionally. Just like St. Paul says, love is perfect. Love is the greatest. So love deeply while you can. Just as Dr. Love said too, he said that love is perfect, it is extraordinary and beyond all understanding. And the perfect definition of love is God. So God, who is mysterious, who is a being a being above all beings, we can't fully understand him. But I won't say we can't fully understand love. To our own extent, yes, love is deep, yes, it's mysterious, but we have to take that daily stride to understand the meaning of love, to better our understanding of love. And as we better our understanding of love, we get to even love better, to love ourselves better, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour water from an empty cup. The cup has to be filled with water first before it can give water to other cups. So you have to start by loving yourself, which is self-love, and then you can then love another. And then, looking at our world today, if we truly understand the meaning of love, then we'll be better people, we'll have better families, marriages, and relationships. And with love, our world will actually be a better place. So today, as I sign out of this episode, I enjoin you to love while you can, to love deeply and unconditionally, and to live while you can. I remain your anchor, presenter and producer of the Life Finding Me podcast, Anthony Abel. And until we meet again, remain in love and spread love abroad. This is Life Finding Me, the podcast where faith meets vulnerability and purpose is uncovered one story at a time. This isn't just about spirituality. It's about navigating life and its different phases with faith, with honesty, and with hope. Hosted by engineer, artist, and storyteller Anthony Abel, Life Finding Me dives deeper into the questions and moments that shape us. From soul-stirring spoken word to raw reflections on trust, patience, love, and growth. This podcast is your weekly reminder that you are not alone on this journey. So whether you are healing, building, or just trying to make sense of it all, tune in, lean in, and let's find life together. Life Finding Me, available now on Radio Maria 90.1 FM Kaduna, on Spotify, Amazon Music, Anchor FM, Pocket Cast, Castbox, and everywhere you listen to your podcast. Do subscribe and let's find life together.